Good morning, Philippines. You are watching the Business Portal, your gateway to business trends and opportunities. Coming to you live on Channel 8 via Destiny Cable and Channel 1 via GSAT. I am your host, Rowena Suarez, and you can call me Ro for short. Our segment, Investment Academy, talks about the different ways to increase investment capacity, financial literacy, and awareness. Investment Academy will show Filipinos not only how to make money, but also how to create wealth. A sunny Wednesday to you, our dear viewers. Let's start the show with our Just Ask Ro portion. Okay, we have a texter with ending number 8913. Good AM, Ro. I have 3,000 to spare every month. Where can I save? Okay, well, that's good that you've already allotted and have set aside the 3,000 a month. That will actually go a long way. You have different ways of saving that. You can go through an UITF. You can actually start a mutual fund. And with a little bit more, yung 3,000, your 3,000, just wait another month for 6,000. You can also start investing in the stock market. Okay, and then again, we have a texter 6704. Good evening, I have 50,000. Can I start a business or get a passive income? How? Okay, actually 50,000, there are a lot of businesses that you can actually tap into. Small businesses though, but I cannot assure you that it will give you passive income right away. As you know, in every business, you first have to invest time and you have to invest money. Usually the ROI of businesses are 6 months to 2 years. It actually depends on what kind of product and what are product or services that you offer. If you need, actually, our time is very short to answer this. You can actually email me at justaskro@gmail.com and I can answer you. And actually, another texter, 1545, good evening. I am an OFW. I have an extra $50 to save. Is it possible? Very much. It is very possible for you to save. And that's good that you are going to be saving because, you know, as an OFW, you will not be working there all your life. So right now that you are working, you have to save that money so that in the future, your money that you're saving will be working for you. You can actually check my website, www.rowenasuarez.com. You can see how your dollars and your peso can be saved and how much yields it will make. Go to the tab of savings and investment. Then you can see approximately the amounts of the yields that will be after a certain period of time that you save. For questions, you may get in touch with us through 0917-862-7576. That's 0917-862-7576. And you can also email at justaskro@gmail.com, Twitter, just_askro. And you can also view this on YouTube, and you can also look at my website, www.rowenasuarez.com. And today we are on our third episode on the different businesses we can have this summer that in turn will enrich the learning and keep the kids busy this much awaited break. To share with us her experience is Maria Rowena J. Mati, the CEO for the Galileo Enrichment Learning Program. She has been in the education industry since she was a child when her mother founded the Sacred Heart School in Malabon. She started out as helping out with the operations in the school until she saw the need to supplement the learning for students, especially in math and in English. With a pool of educators and consultants, Galileo was born. Ms. Rowie is also an author and mother of 2 children. Good morning, Rowie.
Morning.
How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, so you're Rowie, I'm Ro. We're both Rowena. So, right now, you've been, can you give us a bit of your career history? I mean, of course, you've started when you were young pa with your mom. And was she an educator too?
My mom's not an educator, but at that time,
She already, I think the idea of bringing children to school was starting, and we lived in Malabon. So she wanted to bring me to a school, a Montessori school in Pasay. So my father said, that's too far. That means you'll have to get her a car and a driver to bring her there every day. So I said, why don't you get a teacher and just start it here in your house? And she said, but that's not easy. This is education we're talking about. This is very important. As they were talking about it, they came across a friend who were about to leave for Canada. And they were running a school at that time. And they got to talk and they said, we can help you start up a school if you really want a school in Malabon, and that will be good for the community. So that's how it started. She opened the school for me. So I actually grew up in the school. I'm the first student of the preschool. The school is still in existence. We're up to grade 6 now, and we have branches.
What's the name of the school?
Sacred Heart School.
Sacred Heart School in
That's the
Malabon.
one. The branch is the one here in San Lorenzo.
You still have the San Lorenzo?
It's in Legazpi Village. now.
Okay. And you growing up into that environment, you came to love it also?
Yes.
And then you studied.
As I was growing up, my parents were both entrepreneurs. No?
Yeah.
So my mom put up the school. My dad was into transportation and heavy equipment. But their idea is we can decide what we want to do. But I really enjoyed working with children. So when I got to college, I decided to take up psychology and marketing. My father didn't want me to take up education because it would be too focused. If I wanted to do something else, it might be difficult. So it was psych and marketing. And then I took up a course in the States on daycare administration because at that time, we didn't have daycares in the Philippines yet. And then there I saw that they were starting enrichment programs. So my mom already had a school, but in the States at that time, aside from daycare centers, they were starting enrichment programs. So after school, children will go to another place to learn more things. And for us here in the Philippines, I thought what we needed was math and English because I myself had a very hard time in math. And I know a lot of parents get tutors when it comes to math and English.
And that brought about.
So when I started helping out my mom, I wanted to bring in something more than just helping out in the school. In the beginning, I started helping her out. So after about a year and a half, I decided to bring in an enrichment program for math and English. So that's how we started. And then eventually, I worked with other educators, and we came up with our own.
So you came up. Galileo. It's not a franchise. It's really your a brainchild
From
here,
the Philippines,
From the
yes,
Philippines.
with math and English experts, with Filipino.
Again, you said that you think that math and English is the one that's quite important here for the children to learn and to be really adept at, no? Why is this?
If you talk to a lot of people, I'm sure you'll understand that parents will always say, my child is having a hard time in math. So working with the school, I grew up knowing that. And aside from that being a difficult subject for a lot of students, it's also the basic for all subjects. So if you're good in math and English, you'll be good in science because the language of science is math and English. And then if you're good in English, you'll be good in all the other subjects because it's reading and comprehension. So just learning those two subjects will help you with all the other subjects.
But basically, math is also logic, di ba? So,
but I think the problem is a lot of old people, since they have a hard time with it, they think that's what they make the children feel, and the children pick it up. And it's the way it's also taught to children.
Yeah.
Not a lot of teachers teach it in a way that the children will
Practical.
understand it. Yes.
Uh-uh.
But it's improving.
Yeah.
I think that the Filipino teachers are getting better at it, but still children still need more practice.
Okay, how different is the math being taught in Galileo compared to the one in school?
What happens is Galileo is actually a supplement to school math. So they go to school every day and they come to Galileo just twice a week. Galileo is a math and English program, enrichment program for children 3 to 12 years old. So they go to school every day. They come to us just twice a week. They choose 2 days, Tuesday and Thursday, Monday and Friday, depending on their availability. They stay with us for about 30 to 45 minutes. We give them different exercises, and the approach is multisensorial. So what happens is, in school, there's a curriculum that they follow. Not all children go on at the same pace. Not all children start off at the same level. So they can be in grade 1, but one can add and the other one is not so good in addition yet. So we start with the diagnostic test. So when they come to us, it doesn't matter what grade they're in, how old they are, what they're doing in school. We start at the level they're comfortable in. So what happens is, it bridges the gap between what they know, what they should know in school, and what they really know. So we give them a lot of exercises, a lot of practice to be able to cope with school math. So actually, it's really practice.
So what you're saying is that kasi in school they have a standard. Okay, you're grade 1, this is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And in Galileo, it's a supplement because some kids are not in the level 1, not the grade 1 level.
But they're already in grade 1.
But they're already in grade 1. So it actually supports.
Yes.
It
Gives
supports
them the practice, the exercise, the mastery they need to be able to cope at the level they're in school.
And this is also the same for English.
Yes.
Okay, well, but the thing is, don't you think that, okay, they already study in school, and then after school, they still study. Isn't that like too stressful for the children? I mean, it's all academics, academics, academics.
Actually, what happens is they enjoy more math because they understand it more. What happens is when you have a difficult time with the subject, like math, you start to hate it, and you don't want to attend the class anymore. You black
Blocks
out.
off.
Yeah.
The kids block it off na right away.
So by attending an enrichment program, you're given the very basic. Then you'll understand it can be easy. This is my level, but you try to make them reach what they're supposed to do in school. So it makes them understand it, and it will make them like it. Because if you understand what you're doing, you're going to enjoy it. That's why children who like math are the ones who really understand it.
Yeah. What about, so you said it's 8 to 12, right? You don't have programs for 12 and above. Kasi sometimes, di ba, it's the teenagers who are...
Have a difficult time.
Have a difficulty because there's so much, they have other distractions, so much activity. Di ba?
Normally, the program is from 3 to 12 years old. Normally, when they get to high school, actually, they don't have time anymore to do other things. And if they're not in their high school level, then they might as well start again doing some of the very basics. So they can be in high school, but we can bring them down to a level in elementary that will help them master what they're supposed to master to be good in high school math.
So you think that once they're already trained with the math and the English, they'd carry this out, they'd have the discipline already, and they actually don't need
Yes.
a supplemental study for math. No?
If you have the very basic, if you have a good mastery of the basic and you understand it, you'll be able to go on your own. So ganun din, if you're an adult and you're not good in math, do the basic level. Go back.
Meron ba kayong gano'n na like an adult na going into...
Well, we don't do that usually, but what happens is when we train teachers, that's how we train them. They go through, we get teachers who are math majors and English majors, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're very good. So what happens is they do all the worksheets of Galileo. Again, they do the different activities. Then they're able to...
Why the
reach
name
a high
Galileo?
level. Because we believe that Galileo is a fearless educator. He's good in science and math. And he invented new things. Di ba, at that time, they even excommunicated him because of his contribution to education. So we want to be something new.
So you said also in the program you use five
ways of teaching.
5 ways
Yes.
of teaching. What are the 5 ways of teaching?
This is what makes the program really different. We teach them in 5 different ways, so it's impossible that they don't understand it. We already know now that there are different ways to learn. There are people who understand through writing, so paper and pencil. There are people who understand through touching. So we have what we call the tactile launchpad. So we have puzzles, different board games and objects. Because there are people who understand only when they touch it, especially for children. Sometimes they even bite a ball to understand what it is. So the tactile activities are important. We also have a computer because that's a way that the children learn now, and it's visual and you can hear it. We have flashcards for speed and accuracy, and that's also for seeing and listening. And then we also have a book corner because we want to bring the children back to reading. Now they work with the computer, they watch TV, they don't like to read. So those 5 things are important to make them learn and understand each topic that you teach them. So 5 yon. Paper and pencil, the tactile materials, flashcards, computer, and books. So 5 different ways. So the idea is when you teach them, there's no memorization. A lot of us memorize the multiplication table. In a test, if you forget, then that's the end of it.
Yeah.
If the child understands it, if you're talking about 5 times 5, if the child forgets the answer to 5 times 5 because she memorized it, she can go back to adding it because she understands that 5 times 5 is actually 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. So what's important is really mastering it and understanding it.
How different is this from other other math programs that's being
Enrichment programs.
Uh,
The 5 different ways is what
that's the
makes it
5
different. A lot of other programs really just do paper and pencil.
mm-hmm.
Some would have a little application, but none of them offer the 5 different ways. Yun
Okay.
yung multisensorial.
And also you mentioned the English. How is it all naman different from the...
The way we teach English is similar to the math. We start them with the level they're comfortable in.
Yeah.
So you teach them the letters first, the sounds, then being able to read the different words, and then comprehension. So they do a lot of reading.
I see. And is this combined in the class or they
It's
get a...
separate.
It's separate.
30 to 45 minutes for math and 30 to 45 minutes for English. And it's supposed to complement each other because even if you can do computations very well, if you can't comprehend the problem-solving question, then you can't answer it. So it really works
Any
together.
challenging student that you had?
We have a lot.
Yeah, like ano?
There are children who come in who really hate math already.
They have the preconceived.
We always tell the parents, bring them while they're young so that
Yeah.
they don't have any bad experience in math yet.
Uh-uh.
But of course, there are still others who are already in grade 5 and they can't add. So when they come in, they don't even want to enter the center. But what's good with the program is the way we introduce things is it's more fun than how they teach it in school. We understand that we compete now with Nickelodeon, with Disney, but that's what they see. So we have different characters also. We have a lot of colors in the center to make them feel that learning is fun in Galileo. So the teachers also are trained in such a way that they will make them feel coming to the center is easy. It's not additional work because as you mentioned, if they're given additional work after school, they'll really hate it.
Yeah.
So coming to the center is actually fun for them.
So mga how many sessions before they get comfortable and they look forward? I mean, the challenging students.
Just a few, 2 or 3, because we have a passport that documents their journey in the Galileo program. And in the different centers, after they do whatever they're supposed to do in the different centers, in the 5 different centers, they get a stamp. So getting a stamp is already a reward that they like
they like
to
that.
get every time. And then at the end of the month, they can exchange it with different items in an area that we call bling stings. So there are pencils, there are different items that children like. So they can exchange the stars to Galileo galleon. So we have a currency pa, we have like money.
Oh, okay.
And those and the money they get is something that they can exchange in the bling sting. So other than teaching them addition, subtraction, and reading, there's also the value of money because they save it. They add and subtract because they buy it, and then the value of saving.
How many is it in a class, or is it on a one-on-one basis?
One-on-one.
It's one-on-one.
And there can be about 5 to 8 students to one teacher, but they do different things.
I see.
And aside from the regular math, we also have Singapore math now.
Okay.
This is the latest trend now in the Philippine education.
Okay. We have to take a break, pause for a break first. And for questions, you may get in touch with us to 0917-862-7576. That's 0917-86-ASK-RO. So we'll see you in a few minutes. We'll just take a break.
GSAT, Direct to Home TV. Watch the world whenever, wherever. No boundaries. It's more than the basic. GSAT High Definition. Get high with HD now. Catch your favorite sports, watch your favorite movies, and get live entertainment. Upgrade your lifestyle. Get digitalized with GSAT HD.
Good morning once again. You are watching the Business Portal, and we are now you are also watching Investment Academy at the Business Portal. Okay, for our learning session for today, we have the Think Rich and Get Rich series. From this book, I want to share with you. I actually put it in my website. It says The Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, Mastering the Inner Game of Wealth. Here, we're going to pan it out. It's by T. Harv Eker. There, Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. Okay, I actually picked up some wealth principles from there, and here it is. Okay, there. The wealth principle number 1. And there's actually hundreds of wealth principles that you can pick up from. So I'll just say that in our next series. But the first one, the habit of managing your money is more important than the amount that you have. So it's more of managing the amount. You can have so much money and you can make so much money, but if you don't know how to handle your money, that will just go away in a flash. So money is a big part of life. Control your money or it will control you. Okay? I think we don't need explanation for that. You have to think bigger than your problems. Okay, sometimes, people think, okay, I have a problem, I cannot pay this, I cannot pay this. But problems will always be there. So you have to be higher than your problem, meaning you always have to have a solution, because in every problem there is a solution. There is a solution. So you have to think bigger than your problem so that you can look at it at a third person's point of view and you can work at it from there. Never have a ceiling on your income. Okay, this is actually something to think about now, because they say that you have a 9-to-5 job. When you have a 9-to-5 job, then you're actually paid this much. But some people are comfortable with that, and some people are not comfortable with just something like that. They think that when you can do more, we can make more, you can be paid more. So see, that's why never have a ceiling on your income. See, there are people na, okay, you pay me for my time because this is how much it's worth. No? So that's one. So being an entrepreneur, that's one thing to actually get rich. That's one way to get rich, is being an entrepreneur, because you have a hand in the income that you can make. It actually, you put in more, then you get more. You again, like what I said last week, you use we have our God-given talents. We have our God-given talents, and use this for a greater good. You will be able to share it with the other people, like our guest here today. She has a talent for educating, and she also actually made a business out of it. And she is helping a lot of parents, and at the same time helping these children, to grow up, to be good in whatever they are going to do in the future. And this will actually aid them as adults. And again, this in turn, they will be helping other people, and the world just goes bigger and bigger. And actually, we have a last principle. Can we go back to the slide, please? Nawala. And true measure of wealth is net worth, not working income. Again, this is actually similar to the second one. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. All right? And for our business news, okay, banking, business, and finance news. OFW inflows up 5.8% to $1.58 billion dollars in February. Philippine stocks climb despite the negative sentiment overseas. Manila Water sets 11 billion for capital expenditures. SMIC's 15 billion, that's San Miguel Incorporated, 15 billion bond issues get stop mark. So actually, if you're looking into stocks, nakita nyo yun sa news, Manila Water gets capital expenditure 15 billion, so they're going to have bigger operations. It's actually time to buy that. No? Also SMIC. And yeah, you actually, when you get into stocks, read the papers, and then that you will see where you want to put your money in. For our finance news, okay, for the stock market, it went up 20.16 And for the index, it's 5,117.46. It opened at 5,097.30. It went on a high of 5,119.47. It went on a low of 4,070.76. For our peso-dollar exchange rate, it opened at 42.750. It went on a high of 42.700. It went on a low of 42.810, and it averaged 42.753. Okay, if you want to get in touch with us, again, just askro@gmail.com, www.rowenasuarez.com, and at Facebook, just askro, and Twitter, just _askro. Okay, going back to our interview today with the CEO of Galileo Enrichment Learning Program, Ms. Rowena Mati, Rowie for short, and I am Ro. She's Rowie. And so you were talking about Singapore math. So how is it different?
The way they teach math in Singapore is what they call CPA, concrete, pictorial, and abstract. In the Philippines, the way we teach numbers to children is we started abstract. We make them count 1 to 10, and they don't really understand what 1 to 10 is. So the difference is they start with concrete objects. So they have a lot of objects like this to teach them that the idea of 1 is 1, the idea of 2 is 2. And then they teach them numbers by showing them the relationship between numbers. So if it's, let's say, 1 means 1, and 2 is this one, and if you want to show them the equivalent of 1 and 1 is that, and then if you want to show them, let's say, what is 5? 5 is composed of 2 and 3.
So it balances. If it's balanced.
If it balances, then
Hindi siya nag-balance. Ayan.
yan. Tayo mag-balance. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, tayo mag-balance. 3 and yon. 3 and there. 2 and 3. There. Okay, yan. Yan. Then, it will show that the equivalent of 5 is 2 and 3. So, the children understand it through seeing it and touching it. So, concrete muna. And then they show a lot of pictures before it becomes abstract. So, and to compare it to the Philippine curriculum, they also teach them in a way that there are less topics per level. Kasi here in the Philippines, diba, grade 1 ka pa lang, there's addition, subtraction, multiplication, and they sometimes reach division already. And that's grade 1 students. So for them, that started for a long time just addition, and then introduce subtraction later on. So it can be just grade 1, just 2 topics. Then when they get to the second level, that's when they'll start multiplication. So less clutter. So there are less topics that they take up. A lot of exercises. Mastery is very important.
But won't it take longer?
No. Basta they teach you the basic, because computation naman is mastery of the 4 basic operations. Yun.
Okay.
So, and then at an early age, if they see it visually, problem solving is so easy to introduce. So sometimes as early as grade 1, they're doing problem solving questions na algebra na. Pero they're solving it in a very simple way.
So do a lot of schools adopt this already?
As of last year, there are about 150 schools already doing Singapore math. This year, 200 schools. And this is not only in the Philippines, but also in the States, in Europe, in Asia. A lot of them are adopting Singapore math. Because Singapore now topped the TIMSS. That's a survey that they give out to different countries for math and science.
And you have some books here, like this one.
This is a book of Galileo.
Okay.
And the way the children is taught is through Singapore math already.
Okay. And then I see there are no colors, so it's also
so it's,
fun kasi to color, no?
It's a math book, it's a reading book, and it's a coloring book in one. This is available in different bookstores and in the Galileo centers. Right now we have.
So are the schools getting that already?
This is more of a workbook that
okay.
parents can use at home, not a textbook that they'll use in school. And right now, there are 24 branches of Galileo where they can get this book.
So where are the branches of Galileo?
Most of the branches are in Metro Manila. We have in Malabon, Quezon City, Makati, Parañaque, Alabang, Laguna. For provincial branches, we have in Katipunan also. And we have Lucena, Subic, Dumaguete, and Laguna. Batangas.
So I see that, you know, it's all over the Philippines. And is this franchise?
The idea is, yeah, it's like franchise. We partner with different educators, with different individuals who are interested, and with schools. So you'll see a Galileo Center in different schools. There are standalone centers in condominiums or in malls.
I see. So if they like to franchise, they can just get in touch with you.
Yeah, they can just call us. Our phone number is 845-1234.
That's 845-123. That's so easy. 845-1234. That's Galileo.
And they can check our website, galileoenrichment.com.
And where do you see Galileo like 5-10 years from now?
We're looking at having it in the different provinces. We're entertaining people now from Davao, Cebu, and as far as Cagayan de Oro. Our advocacy is really to make the Philippines better in terms of education. We're happy that we're doing K-12 because we really lack number of years in the schools. So for us, we would like to help everyone, even just through math and English, because this will help them in school.
Okay, talking about K-12, that's like adding one more year to...
It's adding 2 more years in high school.
Okay, so like now, like the students are grade 6, there's no more grade 7?
What will happen is grade 7 will be part of high school. So everyone is required to have preschool, and then 6 years of elementary, and then junior high school of 4 years. Grade 7 will be first year for junior high school, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then senior high school 2 years.
Okay, and how different is that from the 4-year high school? Will they be taught special skills here for the last 2 years of high school, the senior high school?
Right now, the directive from the DepEd is not yet complete, no? But the idea is there'll be some subjects that are different. But right now, the Philippine schools, the private schools, are actually doing more than the minimum required by DepEd. So a lot of schools are doing most of whatever they're requiring already. Eventually, they'll just have to add senior high school.
Do you see Galileo being a actual real school in the future?
We already have the school,
Sacred Heart
School. We see this in a lot of schools.
Being incorporated in
their as an
integrated in
enrichment,
the school.
as an enrichment program.
I see. And so what about those? What are those those small blocks there?
So this is how they teach the children in Singapore. This is 1, and if you put together 1 and 1, then they count it. 1 and 1 is 2. If you add it to 4, then you put it together.
Becomes 6.
Then it becomes 6. So it's very visual. As they're counting it, as they're putting it together, they understand what they're doing. And then they present them with something like this, 2, 4, 6, 8. So, like this one is 6. When you put this together with another 6, then you can count it. So it's very visual. So they have a lot of materials like this to make them understand. And if you start using this, eventually you'll see it in your mind. Then computation becomes easier for children. Even when they present problem solving.
We have some slides, no, for this. Are they gonna show it? So these are while we wait for the slide.
So even the way they present, let's say this is 3 minus 1.
So what? Yeah.
Then
so
you know
this is
it's
4.
2.
Then you got 7. So yeah, and that's the school.
So that's the reading corner. That's the area where they do the worksheets. So they've got different 5 centers.
There you are.
Yeah, and they're doing tactile materials, puzzles and board games. So it's actually fun. You see the children really enjoying coming to the center. And that one is um, flashcards. That's flashcards.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So the children are asked to verbalize, and that's the computers that. That's the entrance of the center. So there's a bulletin board. The announcements are put there. There's always a mural, and all the characters have a role in the program.
Mm.
Galileo is the mentor, and then he has 2 robot assistants,
Yeah.
those that are flying. And when the children see that, they know what they're supposed to do.
Okay, and you make it very visual, very entertaining, very colorful for
Yes,
them to be engaging, no, to the
Yes.
senses.
Oo.
Okay, so this is like the
This is part of Singapore Math rin. Yan. So these are the things they use so that it will become easier for the children. So numbers are not just numbers. It's
and this is all
always
these are
presented.
all like these ones are left at home. Sorry, in school.
Yes, left in school. Some of them buy it.
Oh.
They're also available in the centers if they want to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're really promoting Singapore Math now because we see how much it really helps the children. We're going to have a workshop on Saturday if you're free. Baka you want to bring your child.
Okay, yeah.
Can we show this?
Sure.
One of our program consultants is Queen Ali Chua and her son Scott Lee Chua. They will be holding a workshop for children and parents because we're promoting the parents to help their children with school math, no? It's going to be a workshop on April 21, that's on Saturday, from 9 to 11:30 at my place in Katipunan.
Okay. Only in Katipunan?
In Katipunan, yeah.
Okay.
We're going to have one in Makati on May.
I see. All right, let us know. Lang, and then I can actually say it on when it's going to be when you're going to be holding it in Makati also.
Okay.
I have a question. I saw computer kasi. I think some schools now are adapting like the iPad for
Yes.
is that going to be adapted in Galileo also? As
in
their textbook, diba? In some schools now.
Yeah, LaSalle. LaSalle
And I
is
think
doing that.
Xavier also.
Actually, in some of our centers, we have iPads instead of the computer. So for the computer element of the program, they use the iPad.
I see. Okay, time so fast. We're going to be ending soon. Any message for our viewers, and maybe you'd like to share a book that actually inspired you in your business?
For me, the book is Outliers.
Show that book.
See, it has all the.
Yeah. See?
I really enjoyed the book because it talks about the experiences of different successful people. The author profiled them, and he's saying it's really hard work that helps them. He talks about a 10-hour rule, a 10,000-hour rule. So it's like 3 hours for 10 years every day. If you work on something, it's impossible that you won't be good at it. So he talked about Bill Gates being able to work in the computer from age 13 years old. And there was a time he would even work from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., 2 to 6 a.m. in the computer, and his parents didn't know about it. The Beatles, they sang for long hours in Germany before they became the Beatles that they're known of.
So that Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any message for our viewers?
I think the best gift a parent can give to their child is really education. So for us, working with children is very important, and for us, educating teachers and parents. So we don't only teach the 3 to 12 years old, we also hold seminars for parents and educators because we believe that education is for everyone, and we're really promoting that.
Thank you very much for that. Again, actually, I teach that in one of my my pillars, no, my wealth creation pillars. Actually, the third is education funding. Again, because education is the primary legacy that we will leave our children. Money will go away, other things will go away, but the learning that they will have, will stay with them, and they'll take it with them until they become adults and seniors. Again, okay, my closing, we need to manage our wealth wisely. Calculate every move you make towards spending your money. You have to respect the wealth that you have made for you and your family, and honor God and thank Him for the talent and the wisdom that He gave us that brought us where we are today. Again, I will leave you with the magic 3. With luck comes preparedness. Make your money work harder for you and build wealth for your peace of mind. Lastly, thank you to my sponsors, Frank Provo and Frank Provo Studio at the Fort and Flawless for my clear skin now. And see you next week, same channel, same time as we continue learning about different businesses and investment opportunities. Maraming salamat po and magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.
This is Kat Domingo, bringing you the latest updates from GNN News and Information Center, the news. Multiple militant groups urged the president to increase workers' wages and the buying price of rice crops. Rex Remito says more.
Increase in workers' wages and rice crop prices. These are the never-dying demands of activists from the Kilusang Mayo Uno and Kilusang Magbubukid ng Pilipinas. In a joint rally in Mendiola, Manila on Tuesday, they say that President Benigno Aquino III should not protect the profits of the capitalists. The KMU is demanding a 125 peso across-the-board wage hike nationwide. But Aquino rejected the proposal.
Dahil ito raw kahilingang to, nagkakahalaga ng trilyon pesos. Ibang klase. Anong ginawa ng Malacanang? Nais silang linlangin ng mga mamamayan. Ang computation lang, mali ang naging basis nila.
The group decries that the total cost of wage hike should not be multiplied on the total number of entire labor force, which stands at 38 million, but instead, it should only be on the number of wage and salary workers at 15 million.
Na dapat yung sahod na manggagawa makaangkop ito doon sa tinatawag na living wage. Pero ang nangyayari, living wage, namamatay ang mga manggagawa sa kagutuman sa kasalukuyang sahod na 426.
Likewise, the KMP says that the buying price of rice crops should be increased to 20 pesos from its present price of 10 to 12 pesos per kilo. They say that despite the bountiful harvest, greedy traders only buy rice crops at a value which is below their capital. The group adds that every farmer spends almost 19 pesos per kilo of palay, but capitalists only buy it for as low as 10 pesos. This explains why rice farmers are deep in debt and run to loan sharks. There will be a national day of protest on April 23 to condemn company policies that oppress workers' wages and promoting contractualization. For GNN, Rex Remitio, News Force.
Meantime, a separate group of rallyists staged a demolition outside the SM North EDSA Mall and called for the government to act on the alleged abusive management of SM owner Henry C. Protesters mourned that 90% of SM personnel are only contractual employees who are underpaid and are ripped of benefits by the SM administration. The demonstrators also accused Henry C. of abusing the poor as homes in the metro are being demolished to make way for the business tycoon's malls and real estate development projects.
Ang pinoprotesta ng mga marali ng Tigalunsod dito sa harapan ng SM North Avenue ay ang patuloy na pagkaganid ni Henry C. Hindi lang yung mga puno ang gusto niyang alisin doon sa Baguio City, kung hindi pati yung mga tirahan ng mga maralitang manggagawa sa ilalim ng kontraktualisasyon na kanyang pinaiiral dito sa kanyang kumpanya. Siyam sa bawat 10 empleyado ng SM sa Shumart ay mga kontraktual. Ito ay mga umuuwi doon sa mga maralitang komunidad na kanyang gustong alisan din ng paninirahan.
In other news, an ocular inspection has been conducted by the Regional Trial Court Branch 274 in the house of slain actor Ramjan Revilla on Tuesday afternoon. Judge Fortunito Madrona, along with the 6 suspects and lawyers of both the defense and prosecution camps, are present in the said ocular inspection. Judge Madrona noted that the said ocular inspection is aimed to help the court to gather facts regarding Ramjan's murder case. It can be recalled that Ramjan was stabbed and shot in BF Homes, Parañaque on October 28, 2011.
Ang ocular inspection ito, we just wanted to take some physical observation to the place of the incident. Then the probability or improbability na we had to inspect and observe the other places where the assailants could have entered, like the garage. And lastly, the place of the incident, the room. No? We had to ask the victim, Ms. Manahan, and she had to reenact a little bit, but it was not actually a reenactment. It was just a determination of the distance, the time element, from the time that she opened the door up to the time that she was shot.
For your comments, feedback, or videos you want to share with us, email us at info@gntv-asia.com. We are your voice for change. Our anchors and reporters will keep on bringing you updates and latest stories. Fair and balanced news, comprehensive reports that take you to the heart of the action. You are tuned into Channel 8 on your Global Destiny cable and also on GSAT Channel 1. We are your global news network committed to nation building. I'm Kat Domingo, and watch for these news stories on your Global News Network.
Here are the headlines on News Sports. President Aquino stresses that the country will not wage war with China during his term. DOJ hikes reward for the capture of ex-Palawan governor. Japan and South Korea wants to join the country's Balikatan exercises. Supreme Court leaves for Baguio summer session to discuss major cases. Pope Benedict XVI hailed as the oldest pontiff as he turns 85. And J.K. Rowling works on Harry Potter encyclopedia for charity's sake. Fair and balanced news, comprehensive reports that take you to the heart of the action. This is News Sports.
Every weekend is a quest to pursue the unfamiliar, to get lost in the unknown. With the tools I have, I can never lose track. I am always within reach, even in the most exceptional environments. I am linked to the world I leave farther behind, because in the end, escaping is only worthwhile when you can tell someone about it. Where power meets connectivity, the Nissan Navara Tech Extreme.
I build respect for our country's history and optimism for our country's future.
I build courage in the pursuit of truth. I build Filipino pride.
I build integrity.
I build champions.
I build dreams.
I build smiles.
I build compassion.
I build understanding.
I build athletic excellence.
I build knowledge. What will you build?
Welcome to Rock Civilization.